How's it going, AMC? Welcome to another Now Playing review for Deliver Us from Evil. It's a quick review. Just gonna go over the story first. I watched it in regular theaters, not AVX or anything like that. And what I liked about this movie, if we're gonna go with the storyline first, very simple storyline, but with a little touch, a little different twist to it, right? Four soldiers in Iraq try to capture some terrorists, but then they find like some kind of a pit. They go in there and something strange happens, and fast forward 4 years later, it's some weird stuff starts happening in New York City. So that's the premise. What I liked about the storyline, number one, is that it's based on true events. So the story is based on the NYPD files that one of the actual detectives who worked in the force, he doesn't work there anymore, so he's the one who shared it with the writer and the director, and that's why they based it on. So based on true story. Second of all, what I liked was this movie's not based on something that happened in the 60s or in the 40s or something like that. This happened in 2013, happened last year. So that's another thing that what I kind of like, because I know we hear all these true horror events that's taken place in the 60s, 50s, and they're making movies right now, but this is nothing like that. It's something that's happened just last year. And then they show that, that actual NYPD officer, he doesn't work for the force anymore. Now he actually does all these exorcism and stuff like that to try to find. He has a gift. Story is very similar to, I don't know if you've seen this Bollywood movie, Talash. Same thing. Police officer doesn't believe in all these hocus pocus, and he just does his job, but slowly by slowly he starts seeing things, and he's like, okay, something's messed up. So, and his family is kind of religious, and so it's an overall good story. I like the ending. I think it was a different take on horror, so I enjoyed it. It was a good storyline. Moving on to the acting part, I did not know that it has a weird cast. We have Eric Bana, the main character. Then we have Olivia Munn. She's his wife, and I don't see her doing serious roles, or a movie like this is so out of the blue. She used to be on Attack of the Show, then she did some comedies, and she's so it's just good to see that she actually performed pretty good. I actually liked it, and I believed her performance or something. It was good. Then we have Joel McHale from Community, and he was actually in a horror movie, but he did a really good job. I think he was something that was kind of a comedy touch to a very a serious movie. So he had comments like, he would see like a really messed up girl, and he was just like, "You think she's single?" Like stuff like that, which the cinema was the theaters, people laughed and stuff. And so it was good to see those two characters that I've seen them in a different thing, but in a horror movie it was completely different. They do a good job. Eric Bana, I think he did awesome. He's I don't know what he's doing now. I haven't seen him in movies, but it's a good movie. He acted really well, and then we have another character, Edgar Ramirez, is a Venezuelan actor. He was from Venezuela, and he plays a really important and integral part in the whole storyline, and he's really good in this movie. The way it starts is different, but it's the way it goes and in the end you want him in the scene. If he's not in the scene, you're like, okay, we're screwed, type of thing, right? So moving on to the music, I think it was pretty decent. Nothing noticeable, but of course the shocks and stuff. What I liked about this, it goes with the direction and the music, is it's kind of unexpected. So when I expected something to happen, it didn't happen. And then when I was like, okay, just do la la la, and walking around, and boom, something happens, right? So that was kind of nice, and the music played an important part. The direction. Let's move on to the direction. It's Scott Derrickson. He has done a lot of other horror movies. Exorcism, Emily Rose. We got Sinister. He did the remake of The Day the Earth Stood Still. I think that was a really good movie. So he has a distinct style of certain things. Very dark. Doesn't like the light or morning time, I guess. But I guess it was based on real events, so he had to do whatever he had to do. Good overall direction. Good cutaways, good scenes, and one last scene is just very horrific. There's a lot of gore in this movie, a lot. Like, and they don't shy away. The director doesn't, move it towards the fire or towards the shadow. No, they show you what's happening. So that was, really intense. Very, very disgusting stuff. Like, it's very gory. Just letting you know, it's gore fest, but it's with a good story. I give this movie a solid 8 compared to horror movies. Now that we see, it's 8 out of 10. If you love horror movies, I say give it a shot. You won't be disappointed. Take it easy.